Who do we have next? We got Voddy versus Oya.
Voddy. On Demonio Azul and Yes Ire.
So those are two maps that are in our best tournaments, and I organize show matches and impose these maps on the players as a way to force them to practice them, basically. Game 1. Voddy versus Oya on Dominio Azul. A map made by the German map maker Freakling, who has made ASL and ladder maps. He's been around for over 2 decades and mentors many map makers. This is a 3-player map. We got Oya on the bottom right. And Voddy on top. Some would say this is an imbalanced matchup, because they might favor Oya. So we'll see if that's the case. Voddy is in our best of the best tournament. He is one of the best foreign players. He can hold his own. And I'm really excited to see how he does against the Sanatas.
The Sanatas?
You didn't know Oya is called the Sanatas?
I did not know that, but now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's not a name that he created, but his fans gave him. And it's a pretty fun name. So he's from Sweden, and not that they have a monopoly over saunas, but it's a cultural thing there with a long history. Yep. And it gets hot in the sauna, man.
Too. Yeah, I heard it was in Germany too, a big thing there.
So when you join his stream, there's all kinds of references to the sauna. It's getting hot. It's fun.
Okay, I'm sure he's got some good. He's probably got some good emojis too.
He's a fun character, and has done really well. Up and coming. Some consider him the 3rd best foreigner after Bonnet and DeWalt. Or they might put him after Dandy based on BSL RCG results. Eon Zerg might be up there with them as well.
That was a cool little trick right there. Denies the scout. I always find it odd that I think Marines can actually walk through that gap, but probes can't.
Interesting. So we should see the factory and expansion, I'm guessing. Oya has enough for Nexus, and he's going to build one now.
What is he going for? Oh yeah. He's got a lot of gas saved up. Is he going? Okay, there it is. Robotics Bay. Okay.
Body's gonna get the scout, see what's going on.
I like that Marine there. I always love scouting units. You know, I feel like they just have such, I don't know, I feel this like affinity with them. They just stand there staring, waiting.
If you watch Voddy play a lot, he does scout quite often. He needs intelligence. I mean, all these high-level players scout, obviously. But I really do like his incessant need to know what's going on at all times.
Yeah, I mean, in the last game, I think I said I felt like Terry Yu just didn't quite know what Scan was doing. And I mean, there's two things. One thing it can be is not scouting. Another thing it can be is being able to read what you do see. And there's, you know, qualities to both of those. If some players, I feels like they always know what's going on, even if they see very, very little. Just very
Right.
impressive. Most of us cannot do that. So, and a lot of us, another part of that I was going to say is a lot of us, sometimes we see things, we see everything, we still don't know what's going on.
The great lengths that this SCV is going through to survive is really impressive, including going up the ramp so that there's a chance that the Dragoon would miss, and also probably because the tank and Marine could come in for a surprise attack there, but the Dragoon...
I like, yeah, and I like also that he once he realized he couldn't get away, he doubled back to see if the test of the Dragoon was on move command, which it was, but then...
Nice interception there.
Yeah, that's pretty big, actually.
Doesn't lose his Dragoon, but we got 2 tanks and a Marine.
Yeah. Again, I'm not a huge expert on this, but from what I understand, you do not want to let the Terran get to your control with those tanks.
Okay, so Voddy's going to grab a third.
Whoa, okay. I've not seen this in our show matches before. Generally speaking, this push is just the push. Huh. Like, of course they do get a third usually, but this seems very early. I think he's faking out. I think that was a fake... What do they call that? FD push or whatever? But I don't know that this was actually the FD push build, but Zergs, we do this build occasionally. I mean, this similar idea too, to fake out the Protoss to force them to defend, and then just don't even attack and instead just expand behind it.
I don't have an indication from Voddy that he expects a Reaver drop. Oh,
well,
this barracks might
with this.
tip him off.
These guys are teammates, so...
See how fast he's tipped off.
Yeah, I bet they actually play against each other sometimes. And they get it. They have I think they have a better idea of how each other plays than most do. Nice target fire.
2 SCVs. I think that was 3 or 4. Yeah, we got over 6 or 7 SCVs.
Yeah, just for one Dragoon. He didn't even lose the Reaver, so it's pretty big.
Yeah. That worked out pretty nicely.
I mean, Terran's got 3 CCs, so he is down in workers, but
he can produce them simultaneously with a 3.
Yeah, the Terran hasn't really suffered structural damage. It's just SCVs, which they like their SCVs, but
shuttle speed now. These tanks might get caught off guard.
Yeah.
There's some gaps behind the mineral line, and that's going to make it easier for the Scarabs to target.
Yeah, he's going to use the safety Wraith here. I'm surprised he went for that.
Oh, you know what? He didn't even need to unsiege that one tank. It had range.
Okay, yeah. He's just going to suicide it now. He has to.
I think that was 4 SCVs. I mean, altogether, he's probably killed over, what, 12, 13 SCVs with 2 Reavers.
He's actually kept the number constant while his has gone up by about 10, so...
Got some tanks as well, I mean...
But still, I favor Terran here.
A lot of damage.
Yeah, I still favor Terran, though, because Terran has that third up. It's not going to get denied at this point.
It's an interesting expansion Oya's taking.
Yeah,
I think he has a reasoning behind that. He intends to defend.
Terran has a starport. Yeah, the thing is, Terran has a starport, I feel like, and that's a very big third. Like, there's a lot of places dropship could unload a certain unit that attacks from a screen away.
Oya hasn't scouted the third yet, Voddy.
Wait, is there droppable? How far is the distance from the third to the main?
Who's third?
This here? Third to the main. Okay, so you actually could Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, I don't really know why you would take that through as Protoss. I wonder if he's gonna try Oliver. He's just Oliver. Wow, I can't talk. Let's say this is a hard word, so we'll just say this. I wonder if he's going to load up Dragoons
Pick
and
up
bury them over.
units and drop them off. Yeah,
Yeah.
happens to me too. Only got 2 tanks. 1 now. He's gonna have to send in some reinforcements. And yeah, we're seeing some... 1 Wraith down. These Zealots are preventing him from being able to siege where the Dragoons are. This is bad manner of Oya.
That tank just auto attacked. What? I think the tank just auto attacked the other tank. I think he misclicked, but I don't even know how he would misclick.
All this time, he has secured his 3rd, but so has Oya. Supply difference is significant. Worker difference is significant.
Yeah, Terran is on the back foot, but I don't think they're behind.
And we got carriers in production.
Yeah. This is a very interesting way that Oya structured this game. He really leaned into the Terran and pressured hard to make space for the carriers. Typically when you think, I mean, this is 3 base carrier, not 2 base. So that is one difference. But typically when you see carriers, you're like, the Protoss is just trying to survive while they make the carriers. It feels like they usually do it from an even footing too. Whereas it feels like he's really forced Terran into the corner while he makes space to go 3 gate carrier. So it's pretty. It feels like an unusual PvP. Carriers will be a treat.
A lot of tanks.
In a lot of games, carriers are kind of a boring unit in a ways. Players just kind of sit back, hide, make a ton of carriers, just try to win with them and like low level. But
I'm surprised he's not scanning. Does he not? I think that's a scan. He sees the carriers now. This is really his time to push because he's just dealing with a handful of Dragoons.
Yeah.
Well, quite a few Zealots.
There's already 2 carriers out though, so I think the right move still is to push, but he needs vultures and he needs Goliaths. So I think he's just doing the right thing, which is just continuing to produce units, adding in more factories for Goliaths, and then he'll move out. He will still be stronger than the Protoss. Like his ground army will be stronger. It's just going to come down to his positioning against.
Oya's almost maxed out. He's gonna attack soon, I think.
Yeah. Oh, there's do we see a vulture run by down there at 6 o'clock? Yeah. Okay. It's nothing too big.
Ah, he's looking for the probe transfer.
Yeah. Catching the Zealot transfer instead.
Is that the magic number of carriers we're looking for?
Yeah. Yeah, usually 4 is the number. And he's already got +1 attack, I believe. So, and he's gonna have 5 carriers here soon. Like this is actually gonna be a scary amount of carriers. And he's got 5 bases now to support the interceptor.
I mean, Voddy's got a good tank count. He does. More Goliaths.
Goliaths. He needs more Goliaths. So he's going to need a lot of Goliaths.
Are
this is
tanks and
nowhere.
Goliaths effective too against Zealots somewhat?
No. Tanks, yes, but Zealots are kind of the counter to tanks in a way as well. So it just kind of enough Zealots will just kill tanks. That's why you need vultures, and Goliaths are not vultures. So
All right, so Voddy is moving out. His third is being
Yeah.
attacked.
I think Voddy knows he can't defend his third and his natural against carriers. So I think he's just going to try and set up a position to start squeezing Oya. Because this is a good carrier map. If you look at it, it's very difficult for Goliath to get into the positioning. But this Terran army is scary. Like, I think that the carriers, like, I'm not expert on this, but I feel like the carriers really should be trying to cut off the Goliaths that are reinforcing. And just kind of dance between the main and Terran army. Like, I think that's really the positioning he needs to be taking, because this right here is actually a killing. Like, he can just, Protoss can just straight up die right here.
He's not going back yet.
Yeah, well, killing these Goliaths is good, but I think he should have done that a cycle ago.
And I wonder if Terran doesn't want to split up his units and attack different expansions at once, because it would take him a while to... Oh, he's not going to go inside the main, or is he?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very small entrance, but I feel like he needs to just kill the Protoss production, because there isn't really another good... None of the other Protoss bases really have space for that many.
Oh, he has 4,000 minerals. I mean, so many tanks. He's sending his Goliaths back to try to deal with the carriers, and the tanks are going to tank the shit out of everything.
Yeah, tanks... This number of tanks can deal with the Protoss army, even with the Zealots.
One
I
upgrades.
don't really like... Yeah, I mean, this many Goliaths...
He needs some tanks here to help out the Goliaths.
Goliaths aren't great against Protoss.
Oh, this would have been a nice pickoff. So the tanks did penetrate this expansion.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of suiciding tanks more or less to just get in positioning. He's not even really suiciding them, but you know, like these two tanks in each expansion.
All the expansions. So he's got to take care of. Yeah, okay. The carriers, tanks are going to take care of the ground units, but these are a lot of blimps.
Terran has the momentum, has had it for the last several minutes now. It's the carriers have to do critical damage to the Protoss, to the Terran army and Terran bases, but primarily the army. Now, Protoss didn't lose their main, so...
At this point, tanks can't do anything, so it's like, what do you do with them? If you send them off, they could die. This is kind of funny. They both expanded next to each other.
Yeah, I find it interesting also they stop at 5 carriers. I know you typically don't want too many, but... Wait, how many is that? Never mind.
He's got 7 now.
He's got 7, okay. I feel like you should have more interceptors than this.
Is supply blocked?
Supply blocks don't stop you, I don't think, from making interceptors.
No. But he can't make any more carriers. He does have the resources, so he's in a really good spot to hold off. Voddy, on the other hand, really doesn't have...
Wait, is that an 8th carrier?
Yeah, I think that's another one coming.
Yeah, he hasn't really taken hull damage either.
None of these Goliaths were targeting the carriers, I feel like. Right?
Yeah,
they didn't
yeah. Usually you don't want to, though. I mean, it's weird. There's like times you want to go for the carrier, times you...
I think that time he wanted to go for the carrier because he has infinite resources to just remake interceptors. This game looks like it's over. Kind of close.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I feel like Terran... Something weird happened there. Like, I feel like he should be able to have Goliaths than he has. Is he mined out in his main? It looks like he is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Wow, okay.
He might think all he's dealing with is carriers and if he can just find a source of income, but he's lost all his Goliaths now.
Yeah, I feel like he could have just killed the Protoss main as well.
And he has been pushing with his tanks.
Like, this has been a really high-level game. Wow.
I think he did a fantastic job. Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, I feel like it really just came down to the fact that his army was strong enough and Protoss made just kill the Protoss ground production, well, and air too. I know it takes a long time, but I think he had so many tanks he could have had the.
If he had attacked maybe earlier, had he known that carriers were being
well,
made.
He didn't have support for the.
Like before the carriers came out, Oya had, because that's a risk I think you take when you're making carriers out of 3-star gates. He didn't have that many Zealots or Dragoons, whereas Voddy looked like he had quite a few tanks.
I think he had enough though, because he was still down 20 SCVs, and remember he was there trying to hold both the main. He was trying to hold so that Protoss didn't attack his third, his natural, or drop into his main. So he was kind of spread defending. And I don't think he had enough tanks to do that and attack. So I think both players played very well that game. That was a
very close for Voddy.
Watch, yeah.
Let's get into game 2 of this best of 5 cash prize show match between two wonderful IRK members.
I just hope we see the same level play out of them in this game too, because that was fun. That was fun to see.
This map is called D's E-Ray, made by Freakling, who made the last map. This is a 4-player map. It has the Ash World tile set, which we don't see often. And a backdoor expansion.
So they're close by air spawns. I'm wondering if we're going to see a Wraith build.
From Voddy, I wouldn't be surprised if he does opt to do something like that in these vertical positions. And we may have seen him do that on this map before. The spores at the entrance are really intended for Zerg players. They spread creep if you're Zerg, and they allow you to use that creep to build structures basically at your entrance so you can block it off. Otherwise, it would take so long for the creep to spread from your main building to the entrance.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah, doing some scouting. I love the little details on this map. Especially the lava. Voddy scouting in a weird direction.
Yeah, I thought he would scout up, but I feel like you typically want to rule out the closest one. But
well, he's just getting into like.
I don't think
he's there. He found his way. Here is the backdoor expansion of Voddy.
Now, I feel like Voddy, thinking about the timing of that probe, might just go to the 10 o'clock. But I don't think about timings, so.
Zealot is on its way.
Okay, 14 CC. That was a 14 CC.
He's gonna get punished for it, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Unless we see a proper wall.
When you see a probe that's just like attacking, I mean, probes just do this anyways, but
just in time.
Yeah.
Is he gonna get the SCV?
I mean, when you go 14 CC, I think you're okay losing an SCV just so long as you don't let that Zealot into the main.
Voddy trying to do some blocking here is gonna make.
Oh, nice.
Back. 1 probe, 2 probes, mining gas. We have
Let's say
3
Voddy's been
SCVs.
really on top of his block timings, both games.
Oya has taken his 3rd.
Yeah, outside too. Huh.
Just a mineral only.
Is he saving up here? I think he's saving up to just go ahead and throw down a 3rd Nexus. I feel like double Nexus is a little extreme.
Greedy?
But okay. I guess he knows it's 14 CC, so what's he gonna die to? But then again, I'm not sure on the economics of it. I think double Nexus this late, I don't know if it's actually enough to give you an advantage of a 14 CC. I think they might be even. I think Protoss can go slightly greedier, like double Nexus expand is greedier than the 14 CC, but
Right.
at this timing, I don't know if it actually puts him ahead. Kind of mesmerizing, isn't it?
Alright, so he got both of his Nexuses up. Body is in a good position. And we got a robotics bay.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect Reavers as Voddy in these vertical missions.
Yeah, well, he's adding in he's almost done with the robotics, or it's just finished the robotics support bay, so he will have Reavers out soon. He hasn't started it yet.
Turrets being made in anticipation of observers or Reavers.
Yeah, I feel like on this map you don't want to dance. I don't know. I think you. The distance. I don't really know what it looks like from the natural, but this might be a map. Yeah, you don't want to get jumped on. Wait, can you actually walk from the outside of the map into the natural expansion?
You can't
No, you have
access
to
it from
mine out.
here, no, but there is
Yes, you
a
have to
mineral
mine out
patch
the
or two
minerals.
here. And he's already moving out, so this is the timing for Voddy. I'm glad that mine didn't explode and just kill his marines and vultures.
Terran econ behind this is huge. You'll probably be getting a 3rd. That's my guess.
Ooh, loses 1 vulture, 2 vultures.
Ugh. 2 vultures for Dragoon though. I still like sure the whoa. Nice wow, nice target firing. That was that was simultaneously both very well executed and kind of strange. I think it favors Terran though. Like this is not good for Protoss. Probes trying to kill a tank. They're actually gonna get it too. Feast your eyes. You do not see that every day.
Some nice harass by Voddy. Hit the natural, hit the 3rd.
Yeah, he's still down 12 workers though. from Protoss, which isn't it's not like a terrible situation, but
I like the third that he's grabbing.
yeah, I think it was totally fine what just happened for both sides, really. I think Terran in some ways had to do that though, otherwise Terran and Protoss would just get out of control with that 3 base. Wow. Okay. Nice target firing. Ooh.
Now, destroying the spores does not open up space underneath it. Let's see, do that underneath. And oh yeah, taking a 12 o'clock position. Five factories. Should be
Yeah.
+1 finishing up. Good number of tanks, good number of dragoons, zealots. 6 gateways. 7th one being made. Maybe Voddy didn't do enough with vultures early on, sort of going around the map, mining. He may be doing that right now. Getting some intel, looking for probe transfers. Oh, this would be major if he actually catches this. Oh yeah, tipped off. And he does. Worked out nice for him. Could have backed off a little bit so he was out of cannon range. But he picked off a few probes. Knows about the 12 o'clock.
Wait, is that a 4th CC down there? Oh,
We might see one soon. Though,
yeah, I'm not sure how easy it is to defend that 4th.
you know, this third doesn't give him any gas.
I don't know that Terran really needs 3 gases. TBP. I think they really just need 2, and then the minerals just to give them a lot of vultures.
The way this game is headed, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up getting to a point where he makes his 3rd expansion, which might be 6 o'clock. But Oya might be setting up to prevent that exact same thing from happening. Yeah, so the observer might discover it.
So you're going to Arbiter Tech this game. I guess it makes sense. I feel like it's not as easy to just use cliffs to your advantage. Wow, that's a lot of Protoss buildings when you look on the minimap. Just a big square.
Gateway man. Yeah, it's going to be 18 gateways when those are done.
Getting Goliath range upgrade, so I guess he's just preparing for... Well, I guess you still need it because you want to shoot down those arbiters.
There's the expansion at 6 o'clock, and Voddy's gonna take the chance to move out. Supply is more or less even. Oya has more workers. Let's see how this
Supply is
engagement
even.
goes.
That's a little bit scary. Catches them without siege, but this Terran army is just.
Oh, nice
massive.
connect with the Scarab.
A little bit of friendly fire from the tanks, but overall good targeting. Losing more tanks than I feel like he needed to.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
But
He had quite a few
again,
tanks, didn't he?
Yeah, they end the.
I think the
in that
ratio
battle-
might have been slightly off. Just some more vultures would have been really helpful. And
Yeah,
the
I think
siege went
also
up
the-
1 or 2 seconds late.
Yeah, I think he just didn't realize that Protoss was there.
Yeah.
And yeah, the tanks were just clumped a lot, like a better spread. He was just panic sieging.
If he loses these tanks, he's lost his.
Like tanks are like the most frustrating things to play against in the game, just about, but they're also difficult. Ooh,
Vultures come in just at the right time.
These tanks need to be microed a little better. I don't know about the siege.
I think that was his answer to the Dragoons, but might have not needed it.
Yeah. I mean, it turned out to be okay. It's just sometimes a little bit too much friendly fire, and just the Terran army does more damage than the.
Nice connects here. So Voddy has opted to attack right side of the map, where there are a ton of gateways. Got reinforcements coming from both of them. Supply is similar, though Oya is ahead. And yeah, Protoss is bumping out of almost 18 gateways. You can see how many factories Voddy has. Looks like Oya is going to hold on. I'm not sure if that was worth it or what else he could have done. Attack the main or go back. But, you know. Got 9 factories against 18 gateways. What do you do? Upgrades, we got +2. Attack for Oya. Looks like he's headed towards 6 o'clock, which isn't defended very well. 1-1 upgrades for Voddy, who is moving in to protect his 6 o'clock. Gets an EMP. Nicely done. Takes out the shuttle. And you know what? I think he should hold on here to a 6 o'clock expansion. That EMP was really well done. The Arbiters could have been a huge problem. The status on that ramp would have really blocked his units and allowed Oya maybe to take out that 6 o'clock expansion. Mines are doing a lot of damage, but Oya, you can see he has quite a few expansions, a lot of gateways. Another expansion here in the bottom for Voddy. He's going head to head with the Sanitas. 18 gateways strong right now. 1,500 minerals. 40 supply lead. 80 probes. You know what though? He doesn't have enough. He's not busting through this. EMP by Voddy, spot on. Here comes another group of units. At the 19-minute mark, I would like to see higher upgrades for Voddy. I feel like that would have really paid off for him. Might not want to lose these vultures. He lost quite a few there. Oh no. Get out of the minefield. Nice status by Oya, who's closing in. But these Dragoons aren't gonna be very effective against a bunch of siege tanks. Or you can see that he can't really penetrate the main. So I believe he's looking for potential expansions of Voddies. And he will find that bottom one. Vessel lost. And yeah, Oya's gonna try to take out the newest expansion of Voddy. Voddy is doing a good job of really flowing in his units from the bottom left side of the map. Nice statuses by Oya. Coming in from both sides here. Causing some real damage. Bigger supply lead for Oya, and there's a GG from Voddy.
Wow. Good games from both of these.
That was really well done by Voddy. You're going up against 18 gateways. I'm not sure what you could do there.
Terran scales pretty well. I think it's really more on the Protoss to...
A slow push, maybe? Because he was kind of defensive the whole game, right?
Yeah.
When he did move out, he got ran over. But the other thing I was thinking of was upgrades, maybe. Like at the 20-minute mark. I think he might have just gotten 2 attack or something. I feel like he could have been 3-3.
Terran is a little strange. They kind of have to defend their way to victory. More or less. Not
I guess
always,
when I was
but...
thinking of a push, maybe that would have allowed him to expand without being reactive the whole game and trying to defend his expansions. But, you know, having to go up against 18 gateways with 9 factories. Yeah, that's tough. He did an outstanding job, though. Game 3 on Dominio Azul. 2-0 for Oya so far. Game 1 might have been closer than Game 2. This is a 3-player map. Voddy in the bottom right. Oya on top. Both players are in our Best of the Best tournament. It will be kicking off February 5th, which is a Friday, and February 6th, Saturday, and every Friday and Saturday thereafter. 12-man round-robin tournament, 5-game format. There will be 66 show matches, 330 games from February to the end of April. Our prize pool is $3,350 currently. The prize system is such that every single game won counts as money. So if you win 5 games in a show match, At the current price pool, it comes out to $50. The more we increase the price pool, the more each game is worth money. And I'm very much looking forward to that. We should have community casters. The tournament players, Bonith, Cross, Dandy, DeWalt, Dragon, Kogut, Oya, Striker, Siki, Terryu, True Touch, and Voddy will not be streaming their games. So people will have to follow the official stream. And for a 1 month subscription for $5, we will be giving you 110 replays for 3 months, which means for $15, you'll get 330 replays of the best foreigners. Back to this game, we got some scouting going on. Standard openings. Pylon being placed in the bottom of the map, possibly to trick and confuse Voddy. He does only see one pylon. Wondering where that second one is and what's happening. He's aware that it could just be nothing. That his opponent is just playing around with him. Looks like Voddy's gonna expand before the probe comes and harasses him. Yeah. Dragoon about to pop out. Factories should be laid down soon. It's gonna make a bunker first, just in case. And Voddy's gonna do some scouting. Second factory being made. Citadel. Will we see Dark Templars? This may be a DT Bisu build that I may have heard about. I can't tell you if it's exactly it, but I do expect to see Dark Templars. Dragoons have range. No tank in production yet, let alone siege. And Voddy has just been scouting all over the map, seeing what's going on. He suspects something. Is he gonna get the scout? Oh, something's up. Why would a bunch of probes be blocking my SCV from scouting? Gets in there. The jig is up. But how much time does Voddy have to react to the invisible Cape Man? Comsat stations are being made. Engineering bay being built. Still, this looks like a pretty strong build to counter. There's a few Dragoons that can snipe the tank. Here comes the DT with the Dragoons. Scan is not going to do much against the Templar. So he's being attacked on two fronts here. He's got to deal with the Dragoons and the Templar, which has entered his base.
I don't think he even saw the shimmer.
Lifted his factory. I think there's a tank stuck. Is he going to lose another tank? Or his first tank?
No, he's not focus firing. No.
Oh, got one
I guess
Templar.
there was two of them.
Oh, that's major.
Wow, okay. I didn't even see the second one. Okay. I stand corrected.
There's siege mode. Oya's gonna have to back off. Lost one Dragoon. He's got his natural expansion up.
No,
He's
he didn't
making
lose
his third.
anything for that, did he? Like, yeah, I think he might have lost like one SCV, but...
Mining time, stress
Yeah,
and anxiety, a few gray hairs. Nothing to worry about.
Boy, wow.
So Oya has just gone Nexus shopping.
Two, yeah. Two. What's he... Why? Is he just thinking he's just gonna lose one of them or something?
You know,
I don't think he can realistically defend two bases.
maybe thinking Voddy, you know, is on the defensive. He's got to build up his SCV count.
Yeah, but he'll have enough tanks he can push across the
He
map
can push across, but I got a bunch of expansions that he's gonna have to go through like an obstacle course, and that's gonna buy me time. I don't know what the reason is. I'm just making stuff up, to be honest.
Maybe he's just figuring that Terran's gonna push for the natural, and then he'll just defend that and then have an economic advantage. But
Yeah,
if he invests too
that makes
heavily in two
sense.
bases, he's not gonna have an army. That's the issue.
I mean, like, he's still in a good position. He could afford to make that Nexus,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't make sense or whatnot.
I mean, Terran does have to do something. But adding on 3 factories now. I mean, if he cannons up, he can at least stop Vulture run by it. I don't think you really actually want to cannon up this early. Because they don't do anything against tanks. You want an army.
He's getting his tank count up.
A lot of tanks, though.
Once you have enough, the vultures just pop right out, right? And you got a pretty strong push.
Yeah, I think the rule is like 1 factory making tanks per gas that you have, and then
I wonder how strong, like, a starport dropship with vultures would have done. Force Protoss basically did back away, and then, like, he's basically contained Terran. Although, you know, these vultures could still...
It's not really a contain so much as it is just to know what the Terran moves
I think this is an issue, actually. Vultures would do quite a bit of damage, wouldn't they? All these expansions are so harassable.
He's literally just...
He's banking on
bluffing
tanks.
The Terran. Yeah, he's bluffing the Terran more or less. He actually can't stop the Terran from just killing him right now. At least a base. It's just... I don't think Voddy realizes that he's as strong as he is.
Picking off Templars with vultures. I feel like, yeah, the vulture use in this game would have been very effective.
I don't think he even needs to slow push like this. Like, look at that. He's got as many tanks as Oya does Dragoons. Always going Templar. Huh.
Grabs one tank.
Nice. That was actually really heads up plays. It's just they keep expanding towards each other. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, as the Terran to expand towards the...
I mean, how vulnerable is this base here to vulture harass?
It's actually probably the safest. Oh, I'm sorry, to vulture harass. Sorry.
Yeah, that one is. I agree with you.
thought.
And I think that's what we're seeing now from Voddy. I mean, this is a Protoss's nightmare. Nobody should get away with this.
I don't know if he ever expected to. That's the thing.
He should get every single pro, pretty much. Oh, he's not.
Thing is, he put double. Like, he already got such a big economic boost off of him. I mean, I don't know. That feels a little extreme, though. I feel like at that point you should have justified the cannon.
Little attack here we missed. My apologies. Still got a few tanks, but it looks like Oya successfully brought down his tank count. Voddy lost quite a few vultures here. Not enough to justify whatever engagement that was that we missed.
Yeah, that's some strange stuff.
Look at him go
on
around to get the probes.
I mean, I kind of got the whole double expansion thing. Like, sometimes you just like get expansions down and then you just pull back. But when he had that much saturation, I think.
I think a way to really break down Oya from what I saw on the last game is vultures and mining everywhere. It's essential. And we're seeing some more like vulture harass, but not the most effective here. There is the blue demon. And we're gonna see a double tank drop. I think I would have preferred vultures. This reminds me of really old school TVP where they would drop 2 tanks, siege it, and target your probes. Not sure why Terran players didn't think to drop vultures more back then.
A little bit strange.
Yeah, I mean, vulture's your best friend in a TVP.
Yeah, I don't really know. I siege tank harass is a thing, but usually you get into a position where it doesn't just get killed, and it can just deny mining.
And we got an attack. Ooh, lost both of his Templars.
Boy, I say. But as a reaction to Oya's play there. Ooh.
Look how close they are together.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I don't think Oya even realizes that that base is there.
Oh, nice drop. Is he gonna get it? Nope, doesn't have enough storm. Oh, is he gonna get it? Nope. Voddy sends it back. Nicely done. Oya's ahead in supply, similar worker count. This group of units lost.
Yeah.
A lot of tanks without much support. Oya just discovered that base. It's probably like, oh my god.
Yeah, this base, this looks kind of over for Terran. Bunch of tanks. Yeah. Huh.
There you have it.
It's a strange game.
Probably the most lopsided one we saw in the entire set. First one was
it's really
the closest.
Weird too. Like, I feel like Voddy did not need to lose one. But, anyways.
I felt he had a really good tank count. The vulture harass was good.
Maybe
the way that he sort of pushed upwards here was an issue. I feel like that base that Oya took should have been easier for him to slowly encroach upon and take, right?
Yeah, I feel like Voddy could have just, in some ways, you can kind of defend this expansion right here while also denying the third from Protoss. And then the vultures could harass the other, so you're kind of forcing 2 bases out of Protoss.
Makes sense.
I think it would have been possible to do both. If he had enough production, he could have had vultures to defend and harass, especially with how greedy Protoss was being. With no cannons protecting 9 o'clock, that...
Yeah,
strange game.
Voddy did see Dragoons sort of camped outside of his natural. That should maybe tip you off to do a vulture harass earlier. At the very least, give you vision of what's going on all around the map. But the DT thing, I think, threw him off, even though he scouted it earlier. Took care of it. Oya is just a really strong player, man. He's one of the best foreigners. Voddy did a pretty good, maybe better than expected. But I have a lot of faith in him. I think he is one of the best foreigners, and he'll surprise a lot of people who might underestimate him.